Shalom, shalom. Before I begin, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Yahweh being the true name of who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai being the true name in the Paleo Hebrew of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, okay? And I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone that rule well, and peace and mercy to all you sincere Akim pushing this word in all sincerity and truth. The 144,000, the house of David, Shalom. This is the brother Dama Agabar from GMS Los Angeles with another lesson. And you've had other brothers do lessons on this topic as well, not on this particular topic, but as far as the lesson that Elder Apostle Gabar did on calling it expose him, in which you had I think the brother Manatazak from South Carolina did one with Margaret Singer, and I think a few other brothers did some on different particular devils as well, and I'm going to do this one on Alfred Kinsey. As the article says, Alfred Kinsey was a pervert and a sex criminal. All right, and this is the epitome of the biblical Edomites. All right, and when I go through this article, you're going to see some of the wickedness that this guy did, and they called it science. All right, and he was teaching at universities. His works were published, and it was seen to be called science, man. And when I go into the article, he's going to tell you the wicked way that he gathered his information and his so-called science, which it wasn't science at all. Because as we know, the word science goes back to the word scientia, which means to know. All right. And he gathered this information by a wicked and awful means and called it science, man. Which it was the furthest thing from science, but just wickedness, man. All right. And this guy was sparking the whole sexual revolution, which ultimately, he sparked the whole freakism, the revolution of freakism, man. And as I read this article, you're going to see some of the information that he did and what he presented as science and as you know um, as information and a deep dive into the psyche of men and women's sexuality, which was just ultimately just wickedness and witchcraft and depravity, man. All right, this guy was nothing more than a goddamn warlock for these elites, man. All right, so let me get into this article. So as you said, it says Albert Kinsey was a pervert and a sex criminal. It says, and this was published in 2014. It says he is known as the father of the sexual revolution. And if you didn't ever take a university course on 20th century history, you'll have heard his name, Alfred Kinsey. Kinsey was not only the father of the sexual revolution, he set the stage for the massive social and cultural upheaval of the 60s, 70s, and 80s with his 1948 sexual behavior in the human male and his 1953 sexual behavior in the human female. And this was presented as science, man. You went to the universities and you learned this shit. You went to universities and particular professors would bring out this guy's books and his information and taught it as facts, man. All right, so let me get this quick precept real quick. This is 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 20. It says, O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust. Avoid profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science falsely so called. Okay, and that's exactly what this guy Albert Kinsey was promoting and teaching, man. And everything that he was teaching was all babblings, and it was all wickedness, and it was false science. And you had a lot of people who, back in the day, were taught this information and thought it to be true. And it's very wicked. Reading to this article is going to show you the things that he was doing. Even he was doing experiments on babies, talking about how babies was basically born to be born sexual creatures, born having orgasms, which was basically just an excuse for him and his pedophilic friends to sexually abuse and harm children, man. And then they had the audacity to pass it off as science, telling you that the newborn baby was having orgasms and was getting aroused, but these guys were just really getting off on it, man. And it all goes back to basically just witchcraft and Satanism, man. And it was presented as science and facts, man. You don't think these people need to be destroyed, man? That's why the scriptures tell you that Esau, Edom, that these people are the wicked. They are the basis of men on the planet Earth, because no righteous man in his right mind would ever have done these things that this guy has done in the name of science. And you got to think, he was getting funded to do this shit. He was given a platform and time and subjects and babies to actually present this science and to do these wicked things, which it was all really just sexual magic, man. All right, let me get some more. It says, these books revealed to a shocked and somewhat titillated population things they had never known about themselves. That between 30 to 45% of men had affairs, 85% of men had had sex prior to marriage, that a staggering 70% of men had slept with prostitutes, and that between 10 and 37 of the men had engaged in homosexual behavior. All right, and this is the science that this guy was presenting as truth and facts. But when I read down the article, they're going to tell you how he gathered this science and the type of people that he used to get this science, man. This was a bunch of freaks and weirdos and criminals and pedophiles and freaks, man. It says much less talked about were his other disturbing findings and an in-depth study on the sexual behavior of children. You see, this is why this man is the devil, man. And he was actually given the green light to conduct this studies on children, man. Where the hell he get these children from? You got to ask yourself that. Where did he get the children from, and where would he get the individuals that was so disturbed and bugged out in the mind to conduct these experiments on these children, man? It says, as well as claims that nearly 10% of men have performed sex acts with animals. You see that, man? You see, now you got to think, who was he studying and who are the people that are engaging in these different studies for him to get these statistics, man? It was other Edomites, man. Other freaks, man. Pedos, weirdos, freaks. It says, as well as 3.6% of women, and that this number rose to between 40 and 50 based on proximity to farms, man. So he was saying the closer that people lived on farms, you had a 50% chance of having sexual acts with animals. No, that's what Edomites do, all right? That's what these base creatures do, all right? And these are what the Edomites are all about. That's why we tell you that this man is the devil and he is the basis of all creatures. Let me get this real fast. Because this is speaking about Edomites, all right? This is Job 30 and 1. It says, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would not have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. And that's speaking about these Edomites. Job is speaking about Esau, man. You know? And who was that? Who was younger? They that are younger than I. Really, we know that Esau came out before Jacob, but through the Spirit, Esau comes from us. So he's really the younger. He comes from Jacob. All right. But what did Job say? He wouldn't have them disdain to set with the dogs of his flocks. Why? Because according to this devil and according to the Edomites that he had in his studies, they were 40 to 50%. They had a 40 or 50% chance to perform sex acts with animals, man, if they were near the animals. And that's why Job said these men are so base and they're so vile that he wouldn't even have them to be next to his dogs because, hey, just like he said in the article, they would get down with these dogs, man, if left, you know, to their own actions, man. It says, yea, whitherto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished, because ultimately Esau's hands don't profit anybody, man. As we can see in his kingdom, all he is doing is destroying the people. And what did Alfred Kinsey do with his studies? Do you think that his studies and that information profited anybody? No, it corrupted the minds of the people to make them feel like they were a bunch of asexual, just wild sexual beings, just a bunch of beasts, man. So everything that Esau offers, it doesn't profit anybody, man, because it's all ultimately going to lead to death, into wickedness and perversion and corruptions, man. So Esau's hands ain't profiting no goddamn body, man. And the proof is in the pudding. Look at the state of the people under the hands and the rulership and wisdom and knowledge and understanding of Esau on the earth, man. It says, for want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in the former time desolate and waste. And this happened after the fall of the Roman Empire, during the Dark Ages, when Jake was ruling over in Europe, all right, for that period of 1,000 years, man, before the Renaissance period. Because after the Roman Empire fell, these Edomites, they were pushed up into the caves, up into the Caucasus Mountains, man. And what were they doing when they was up there? They were in their natural state, man. All right? It's going to tell you that they were desolate, lying with animals, grunting like beasts. It's going to tell you, it says, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief, because that's ultimately how Esau should be treated. He should be driven off. You should shun him, drive him from his, drive him back to his jungle lair, which after, during the Dark Ages, that's ultimately where Esau was, man. He was up in the jungles, up being the base man, cut off from civilization. He didn't have any rulership or any power or any influence on the world to corrupt it, man. All right. And once Esau is driven forth from among men, he's going to resort back to his base nature, which is to be a goddamn caveman and a cave woman. It says to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks. Among the bushes they braid, and the braids means to make a sound like an animal, man. Because that's basically what he was doing after he was driven back into the caves and the mountains, man. That's why when you look up Petra, you'll see the that where they lived, how it was like a mountain cut off to look like the Roman infrastructure, man. And that's where they were up there drinking out of their grandmother's skull, not bathing, not washing, you know, braying like animals, sleeping with animals, drinking blood, doing all type of manner of base things, man. They were in their natural state. All right. It says, among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools. That's what Esau is, man. They're children of fools. And Alfred Kinsey is a prime example. They are the children of fools, man. They have no wisdom, knowledge. They profess to have wisdom, knowledge, but it's all left hand. It's all contrary to righteousness, man. It says they were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth, all right? You see? And that's exactly what these Edomites are, man. They're viler than the earth, but now they just have on suits and they have rulership of the planet Earth. But their vileness and their baseness still shows in how they conduct themselves and how they rule the society and how they treat the earth. And this guy Albert Kinsey is just another prime example of their baseness, man. And you're gonna see the more that I read on. It says Kinsey research portrayed people as amoral and sex driven, and you can see that now, man, because that's all these people are really about, man. Especially the so-called Negro women, the Latin women, the women of our tribes, man. They've been hypersexualized, man, and they feel like that's natural, man. That's why she's always twerking. That's why she's very promiscuous. That's why she's jumping from rod to rod. She can't. She's been with and slept with so many men. She has so many different men's DNA within her body that she can't really make a connection with a single man because she has all the spirits and emotions and demons of all these men that she slept with, to that she can't even connect with a man. It might go good for a year or maybe a year or two, but eventually, those all that DNA within her makes her incapable of attaching to a man and having a long-term relationship with a man, because she's constantly thinking about Ray Ray and Tyrone and how he used to hip that, flip that, and now she with this guy. It's cool for a while, but eventually she's gonna start thinking about all the other niggas that she had. Or thinking about how good it was with him and with Johnny and with Ray Ray and Pookie. And that's a resort of our people being, you know, uh, inside of this system, being corrupted and infected with the poison of Esau, man. It says, and is credited as fundamentally changing the way our culture views sex, right? And you can see that happening, man. That's why sex to these people nowadays doesn't hold any weight, man. That's why you have masses of people, divorce is off the chain, adultery is ripe in this society, because these people view of sex is just more of a just pleasing the flesh thing. They're not thinking about sex as far as building legacies and being with just one man and having a family and raising that family and not stepping out and growing old and dying with that person, man. These people just look at sex as just pleasing the flesh and doing, and just jumping off and freaking off. You know, that's how they look at it, and it's all because of this different dark and corrupted research and and just this darkness of this world, man. You know. So let me jump down to this main point and get what I want to get out of here. Let me see. Here we go. I'm gonna get right here. It says, for example, where did he get all of his data on the sexual behavior of children? All right, and that's a huge question you got to ask. Who the hell in their right mind would allow this individual to conduct type of data like this on children, man? Children, are supposed to be, children, man. We know according to the scriptures that a man, a boy doesn't become a man till he passes puberty around 12 years old, and a young woman becomes a woman after she's had her first period and when she's having her cycle, man. you know but these devils was doing this to children, babies, man. And totally twisting and flipping the way that things should be. It says the answer is nothing short of chilling. Dr. Judith Reisman, whose research had since been confirmed time and time again, explained in her groundbreaking work, Sex, Lies, and Kinsey, that Kinsey facilitated brutal sexual abuse to get his so-called research, man. All right? That's why scriptures tell you that he was viler than the earth, man. All right? You shouldn't even let this man be around your animals. Look what he'll do to animals. How much more around children, man? And we know that these devils are huge pedophiles, man. From the government to these elites to the what are they called? The royal family over there in England. You know, that's why you have these huge sex trafficking rings, man. Why the hell you think so many children come up missing every year in Babylon the Great? Hundreds of thousands of children, young women, young men. All right, because this is a society that's fixated on the the sexual abuse, and of children, man. But you know, it says Kinsey solicited and encouraged pedophiles at home and abroad to sexually violate from 317 to 2,035 infants and children for his alleged data on normal child sexuality. Now, if you don't mean to tell me that that ain't just pure and utter wickedness, and that only a base man would do that, then you're just retarded, man. And this was actually done here in America, man. They actually did studies on this, man. Because whether you want to believe it or not, a huge part of this society, man, especially like the government, these elites, these different alphabet groups, man, they all get down on this. They all are pedophiles, man. You even have pedophile groups, what's it called, Mambla, and different type of things of that nature, man. So they had this guy do these studies, man. And where the hell they get the 2030 to 2035 infants and children from, man? All right, who allowed that? You see? It says many of the crimes against children, oral and anal sodomy, and the scriptures tell you that you're not supposed to. And the scriptures tell you that you're not supposed to perform sodomy, man. But they're doing it to children, man. Scriptures tell you that these merciless murderers of children. Go in there. Yeah, go in there. Come on. Salakia. All right. And where is that? Yeah. So they're performing oral and anal sodomy and genital intercourse and manual abuse committed for Kinsey's research are quantified in his own graphs and charts. You see. And he had grown ass men doing this shit. And like I said, where did he get these adults to conduct these studies? He got these weirdos and these pedophiles out of prisons and all type of crazy places, man. You see? And this was being actually called science, man. So that you can see why America needs to be destroyed, and you see why these Edomites need to be taken out of rulership, man. This is complete and utter wickedness to the highest degree, and it hasn't stopped. You would think that this shit would have stopped after Kinsey and all this information came out, but guess what? It's never stopped, can't stop, won't stop. All right, these devils are still moving in this way and still performing these things, man. And then they pass it off as being science, man. And you wonder why, a lot of these pedophiles have a thing for little children. Of course, they have demons on them, but they hold it in their heart of hearts that this science that Kinsey did that is ironclad, man. They really believe when they're out here getting children that these babies and children that they're molesting, these pedophiles are performing oral and anal sodomy on, that they're enjoying it, man. Which is all a goddamn lie, man. This is all wickedness. This is all witchcraft, sorcery, corruption, complete. And it needs to be. That's why this place is going to be destroyed, man. Let me get this. Psalms 58 verse 1. It says, "Do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do you judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? Yea, in heart ye work wickedness," meaning their mind. These devils work nothing but wickedness, man, because that's all that they're programmed to do is wickedness. Esau can't do right. He can only do wickedness. That's why science like that was being conducted, man. That's why that devil was able to operate under that cloak of wickedness. Not now. I'm almost done. It says, "Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb." Who was that? Who's the wicked? The ultimate wicked are Esau, Edom. Esau, Edom, man. The same jokers that Job was talking about, and just like this guy Alfred Kinsey, he comes from that stock of the wicked. All right. It says the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies, because that's all that Esau can do. That's what he was created to do, to be the wicked from the womb, to go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies, and everything and all his science that this devil conducted was all lies, man. It was all lies and all corruption and wickedness and Satanism, man, being passed off as science and facts and truth, man. Okay. It says their poison is like the poison of a serpent. And what is their poison? Their shit. All his studies and his information, which it applies to many other things, but in this case, it's talking about all of his so-called science that he conducted, man. It was all poison, all it's like the poison of a serpent. And what does poison do? If a snake bites you with its poison, it eventually kills you, man. You know, and that's what everything that Esau does, and this everything that he presents as information, as wisdom, as knowledge in this society is all like the poison of a serpent. It's basically a slow kill, man. And when you take hold onto it and you believe it and you practice it and you pass it as facts and you live it, you're basically gonna die, man. And that's why this place is known as the Valley of the Shadow of Death, man. It says they are like the deaf adder that stop at the ear, right? So even when you bring out facts, when you tell the dude, when you bring the truth to this devil and show him according to the scriptures, well, this is the right way, this is truth, and what you're doing is lies and is witchcraft and it's contrary to the Creator, he will not hear you, man. He'll brush you off. He'll tell you you don't know what the hell you're talking about. These are facts, and then he'll just stop his ear and just continue to do the wickedness, man. And guess what? 2/3 of our people are in that same spirit. They're full of the poison of this serpent. That's why even when we tell them the truth and we bring out this information, they'll be like, that's a little bit too much. Y'all just hate, whatever excuse he'll have, all right? Instead of hearing the facts and seeing what this devil is doing and get the hell away from him, man. It says, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. Yeah, that's us. When we bring out this truth. And hey, and this devil Esau knows the truth. He's got his scientists and his men of wisdom to go into the scriptures. He knows that he's the Edomites. He knows that he's the devil. He knows the ways of righteousness according to the Most High, and he will not hearken, man. The wisdom and the knowledge of the Most High is not in any of his thoughts, man. And he's going to continuously go left, man. No matter how much you discredit him, no matter how much you break down his strongholds and you present the truth, he will not hearken, man. He's going to continuously go down that path of darkness and witchcraft and Luciferianism, man, and take as many people as he can with him. It says, break their teeth, O Most High, in their mouth, break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Yahweh. That's ultimately what the Lord is going to do. And that's why you see the stage being set for the ultimate judgment of Esau, Edom, and his kingdom and his rulership, and all the corruption and all the lies and the wickedness that he's been doing in the earth. And that's why we're out here hewing this man. The Lord has set up his prophets to hew this man through the words of our mouth, man. Scriptures tell you that who the Lord is going to destroy with the brightness of his coming. But first, the Lord has sent out the prophets to prophesy the truth, to tear down these strongholds, to tell Esau to his face that Yahweh Shai is coming to strip him of his kingdom, to break his teeth, and to destroy all of his lies and corruption and wickedness and witchcraft, and just all this darkness that he has brought forth on the earth, man. The Lord's about to destroy this darkness with his brightness, man. And it starts with this truth going out, all right? It says, let them melt away as waters which run continually. When he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrows, let them be as cut in pieces. And as a snail which melted, let every one of them pass away, like the untimely birth of a woman, that they may not see the sun. And that's going to be the ultimate judgment of Esau, man. He's not going to continuously get away with this shit. That's why now we're in the time to where all his lies and all his wickedness are being exposed. And that's why, this series that we're doing is called Expose Him / Her, man. And we're bringing out the darkness and the wickedness of Esau Edom, the base man. It says, before your pots can fill the thorns, he shall take them away as a whirlwind, both living and in his wrath. The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. That's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for Yahweh Shai to come so that he can judge this devil, man, and pay him back for all that he has done, upon the earth in wickedness, man. What he has done into the 12 tribes of Israel for the rape, robbery, and murder, for the misinformation, disinformation, his witchcraft, his theft, his robbery, his murders, his his lies, his corruption, his covering up of the true judges, all of his his pseudoscience, his rap music, his black culture, and his negative influence that he's had upon the earth, man. We're gonna rejoice when we see it, man. And that's what we're waiting for. It says, He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, so that a man shall say, Verily, there is a reward for the righteous. Verily, he is a power that judgeth in the earth. And that's about to happen, man. And we're going to praise, honor, and glorify the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai when this thing is done. And we're doing it now because the Lord is bringing the darkness to the light, man. And nothing can hide itself from it, okay? Especially you, Esau. You're going all the way down, man. It says, for example, table 34 on page 180 of Kinsey's Sexual Behavior in the Human Male claims to be a scientific, remember, like I read in 1 Timothy 6 and 20, the science falsely so called. And that's exactly what this is, pseudoscience, man, false precepts, deception. It says, claims to be a scientific record of multiple orgasms in pre-adolescent males. All right, and that's what this devil was saying that children are into and that children have, man, which is a complete, absolute goddamn lie, man. It says here, infants as young as 5 months. 5 months. Where did he get? Remember, it said 2,035 infants, man. Where did he get all these children from, man? And I'm pretty sure a lot of them were so-called Negro children, man. All right. So this devil has a lot to pay for it, man. And that's why we're gonna rejoice when we see the judgment, and we're gonna wash our feet in the blood of these wicked bastards, man. It says infants as young as 5 months were timed with a stopwatch for orgasm by Kinsey technically trained aides. Yeah, I bet you these technically trained aides were a bunch of goddamn pedophiles and weirdos and freaks and criminals, man. It says with one 4-year-old tested 24 consecutive hours for an alleged 26 orgasm. This is what these devils are calling science, man. And you see why we call this man the devil? And just like Elder Yashawama been saying for the last few videos that he did, and I can concur. When we first came into this truth, we just called this man the devil because of slavery. But the more that we get into this truth, the more things are coming out. The more you can see why this man is truly the devil and why he needs to be taken out of rulership and eventually eradicated off the earth, man. For shit like this, man. And guess what? He's gonna pay for all of this shit, man. This is not gonna just be laid down and forgotten about. When Yahushua comes, he's gonna judge righteously, man. And this devil's sins have reached the heavens, man. Remember, he hasn't been judged since the murder that he committed as Cain. All the way up until this point, he's just been out here just running amok, just bringing his reign of terror and wickedness, man. And it's all about to come to a screeching halt pretty soon. It says sex educators, pedophiles, and their advocates commonly quote these child data to prove children need for a homosexual, heterosexual, and bisexual satisfaction via safe sex education. You see, so this man's legacy and his bullshit is still being pushed. Now, they may not tell you that these studies come from Kinsey, but now when you look at these different schools and how they got drag queen story time and all these different books that these parents are finding in the libraries of these schools now, it's all basically pushing this shit without saying where it's coming from, man. You see? So let's read that again. It says sex educators. You even had recently some college university professor trying to say that pedophilia shouldn't be so looked down upon in so many words. Basically that people who are pedophiles they should just be classified as having a particular sexual orientation, man. And he got ran out of the building, man. The comment section and shit when he said that shit, people raised hell on his ass, man. So as you can see, they're still pushing this shit right now, and that's why you see such a huge rise in the LGB to the Z. And these children are all confused out here because they're still being fed this false scientific information, but it's just being presented in a more casual way, love and preferences. And that's why pretty soon, you got like over, I don't know exactly how many, but too many goddamn sexual orientations, man. Gender fluency. It says sex educators, pedophiles, and their advocates commonly quote these child data to prove children need for homosexual, heterosexual, and bisexual satisfaction via safe sex education. And that's why you see even now Blue's Clues is promoting this to your children. You see all these shows coming out where, cartoons coming out to where they're blatantly attacking the children and pushing this spirit upon them, man. All complete wickedness, and it's all being done by this base man. And these things have to be continuously exposed and shown to be errors, man. It says these data are also regularly used to prove children are sexual from birth. Give me a cup over there. It says so look, and this is what this man teaches, and this is what he believes, man. You know, and you see why we want to hurry up and see this place be destroyed. You think I want to have my son raised in a society where he has to go to school and be taught this type of bullshit, man? You see, that's why this place needs to be destroyed, man. That's why this place needs to be immediately burnt with nuclear fire, man. So all the works and the filthiness of this place can be purged out, man. All right. That's why we so vehemently say that we need the kingdom. We need Yahushua, man, because this shit is still active. This stuff is still being taught in schools. This stuff is being taught to your preschoolers, man, and kindergartners. All right. That's why if you can, you know, what the time you have left, homeschool your children if you can, man. Get them out of this goddamn these so-called you know, full education system, man. Because all they're doing is just turning your kids out to be a bunch of goddamn demons and weirdos, man. It says the man heralded with enthusiasm by mainstream publications such as Time and Life magazine was nothing less than a monstrous facilitator of child rape. Yeah, the base man. These are the Edomites, man, as we've been telling you and going in on, man. That's all that he was. All right, and he's been given a green light by you know, by these different universities and education system to promote this shit, man. It says, in fact, he even went so far as to record children shrieking and thrashing in pain, passing out and convulsing as the result of the hellish abuse he was putting them through, as evidence of orgasm, especially for children who could not yet speak. And this man's the goddamn devil, man. All right? And we told you this, man. You know? Who would do that? Nobody but a base, but the wicked would do this shit, man. All right? Only the wicked would do this, man. And a lot of this shit all goes back to these ancient, you know, ancient Babylon, these ancient Hamitic cultures, and Esau took it and ran with it, and utilized it in his society, man, and tried to pass it off as facts, man. When this is complete wickedness, man. All right. And that's why, you know, you got children out there. Keep an eye on your children, man, because these devils are always looking to grab up any child that they can and do this shit, man. You know, perform this sexual magic and, you know, pedophilia and get off on type of shit like this, man. You know, so keep a close eye on your children, man. And this shit needs to be exposed every day. And it ain't stopping, man, because the Catholic Church is still right with this shit. That organization is still it's still alive and thriving and well, man. Still operating, you know, when it should have been ultimately destroyed a long time ago, man. See, but that's why in a righteous kingdom, in our kingdom, this shit ain't gonna exist, man. We're gonna wipe it off the face of the earth, man. Last precept, and I'm gonna get out of here. It says, this is Psalm chapter 34, verse 11. It says, "Come, ye children, hearken unto me, and I will teach you the fear of Yahweh," which this place does not have, man. But guess what? The Lord is going to teach the fear of the Lord. He's going to show you the fear of the Lord when He sends His Son Yahushua to come and judge this place. It says, "What man is he that desireth life and loveth many days, that he may see good? Keep thy tongue from evil." So, so the Lord King Solomon is telling you, uh, you know, how somebody who was in the fear of the Lord would operate and how they would move, man. But He's going to also show you the other side of it, which is dealing with Esau. It says, "Keep thy tongue from evil and thy lips from speaking guile." Well, Esau does this constantly, man. So I showed you that Esau is not, you know, good, and that he's not seeking good, the good of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Esau thinks that what the Most High deems as good as evil, and what the Most High deems as evil good, man. He's completely an adversary to the Most High in righteousness, man. It says, "Keep thy tongue from evil and thy lips from speaking guile." That whole article and this whole so-called falsely scientific research was nothing but evil, man, and guile. It says, "Depart from evil and do good, seek peace and pursue it," which Esau does none of these things, man. That's why he's gonna be destroyed, man. It says, "The eyes of Yahweh are upon the righteous, and His ears are open unto their cry. The face of Yahweh is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth." And that's why Esau's ultimate judgment after 1,000 years of slavery in the kingdom of heaven is to be eradicated, man. is to be gathered up and burned, like you read in Obadiah, and there shall not be any more remaining from the house of Esau, man. Because of all the shit that he has done in the earth, man. The Lord's gonna cut off his memory from off of the earth, man. That's why Scripture tells you in Job that once this devil is destroyed, it's gonna be like a bad dream, man. You're gonna look for Esau, but you're not gonna be anywhere to find him, man. Because the only thing that needs to be done to any form of cancer, even in the body, is to destroy it, which Esau is the cancer of the earth, man. It says, the righteous cry, and Yahweh heareth, and delivereth them out of all their troubles. Yahweh is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit, that's the elect right now. We're the ones that's of a contrite spirit. We're the ones that's of a broken heart. Because why? Because we didn't walk in the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We fell off. We did that thing that was uh, not pleasing unto the Heavenly Father, and we had to take on His judgment and get our ass whooped, man. And now we're sorry. We're brokenhearted. We're repenting. We're coming back to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We acknowledged our sins. We're trying to do the right things now, man. And Lord willing, we're of that number. The Lord is going to save us, man. It says, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Yahweh delivereth him out of them all. So we're going to ultimately be delivered, man. And we got some more afflictions coming as this devil is trying to bring in this NWO. But hey, guess what? The Lord's going to deliver his chosen and his elect out of all of these things, man. It says, he keepeth all his bones, not one of them is broken. Evil, which this is nothing but evil. Everything that I was reading in this article as pertaining to this devil and this whole system as a whole, right? I'm just using this one example of this guy as one of the millions of examples of the evil of this damn devil Esau, man. It says, evil shall slay the wicked. What does slay mean? To kill. And they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. See? And that's ultimately what's coming to this damn devil, man. He's going to be made desolate. He's going to be destroyed. He's going to be burnt with nuclear fire, man. And those days are vastly approaching, man. But, before that happens, the Lord has set up the prophets to expose this devil, man. To expose him, expose him, man. It says, the Yahweh redeemeth the souls of his servants, and none of them that trust in him shall be desolate. All right. So I just wanted to just do my little expose him, expose her, Alfred Kinsey version. And if you haven't heard about this guy, Lord willing, you were edified through this lesson, man. And it shows you that, look, man, this man is the base man. He is the wicked that the Bible speaks of, the devil and Satan and all forms of an adversary to righteousness and to the Most High here on the planet Earth, man. Look at this. It says, got that? The father of the sexual revolution was a sadomasochistic, bisexual sex criminal who facilitated the sexual torture of infants and children, man. All right? That's Esau Edom in the nutshell, man. Because this guy is just, this one guy represents the whole nation of Esau Edom in a 1 watt, man. All right? Wherever the Edomites are on the planet Earth, now we know that we teach here that not all so-called people that look like this, your archetypical Edomite are Edomites, because Israel has been scattered throughout the 4 corners of the earth. But every Edomite who lines goes back to Edom, Esau, Edom, this is what they're all about in a nutshell. It's complete wickedness. All right. So with that, Lord willing, you were edified. Call Halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Racha HaKodash to the next lesson.